of Nigeria, and they will mete out an appropriate punishment for you. When that is done, the judge cannot execute you, because the role of the judiciary in any governmental setting is to adjudicate laws, is to make pronouncement of what the position of law is. They will transfer the file to the executive arm of government, which is responsible for policy implementation. Theirs is to implement it at the executive level. They send the file back to the prison through the police. That also person has been convicted by the court for the act of commission of a crime, to wit armed robbery, and is to be executed. At the prison, they will look at it. They will say, okay, it has been signed. They will set the date for the person to be executed, and it will be entered in the official gazette. And those laws do not just fall down from heaven. The legislature, which is the National Assembly, will formulate that law. It will come out in form of a bill and is sent to the executive arm of government for assent. So there is a role for everybody in any setting. In any setting, there is a role for everybody. And while acting upon your roles, you have privileges, you have responsibilities, and there is ultimate responsibility. And this ultimate responsibility is the area of sphere where the leader of any team, of any organization, no matter whether complex or simple, operates. A subordinate cannot take ultimate responsibility. Please take note. Only the leader takes ultimate responsibility. Nobody will come and call me as an ordinary member of Nigerian society and ask me how the 2019 budget was misappropriated. I'm not concerned. Even as a consultant, I'm giving money to carry out a seminar or a training, and I embezzle the money. I can only be reported at the appropriate quarters, but I cannot be called at the National Assembly to come and explain. So all these committees of the National Assembly inviting private organizations to come and defend themselves is wrong, because they are not the official court of Nigeria. That was why an organization ran to the court to say that the National Assembly was acting ultra vires by calling upon them to defend how they carried out the East-West Road in the Niger Delta. And the court said yes, it is true. They can only call the ministries. They can only call the departments of government responsible and agencies, and they are left alone. Before the EFCC now went after them, which is correct. The EFCC can go after them if there are a burden of proof to show that they have soiled their hands one way or the other, and they went for it. So that is how it operates. Is there any question that you have or observation on the principles of ultimate responsibility or accountability in an organization? You are here sitting down, you are not already envisioning how next year will be, then there is a problem. Next year will soon come. It's just by some days to me, because we are in August. It will soon be January. As you are entering January, your years on this planet has been deficited by 1 year. And if you have not accomplished some certain objective you have set for yourself, then you are preparing a ground for failure. And you are not a failure by the numbers of years you have lived, but by the number of things you have not been able to accomplish. Some people have spent just some 27 years old, they died, and they made more impact than people who have spent thousands of years. The founder of Time magazine died at 29, and Time magazine is still existing. The owner of Microsoft started it at the age of, he was at 18 age when he started going to Paul Allen as his mentor. Microsoft is still existing. We must be self-convinced within ourselves of what we actually want to accomplish on behalf of the organization where we are working. It's not just tying the ID card. I work so please. What are you bringing to the table? At your unofficial hours, are you thinking of what the next day or next week will be on behalf of the organization? Are you already thinking ahead of other peers in your industry? What new product are you thinking or envisioning that you believe you can propose to the organization that will bring in the necessary profit and reward? Are you reading? A leader who does not read cannot actualize his vision. You must be a reader, because some certain principles and ideas that can make you a success story as a leader are already encapsulated in some books that are relevant to your field of study or to your field of operation. I don't know whether you have heard about Merrill Lynch, J.P. Morgan, or Anderson. You think they are still alive? They are dead. But their consulting firm, who are global capital market operators, are still existing. In 1932, during the Great Depression in the United States, that time Franklin Delano Roosevelt was the president of the United States. He took over from Calvin Coolidge, who took the United States into serious economic doldrums. And the man came with a simple phrase that was a catchphrase for the whole American society that brought them under one banner of unity. That this depression, they can get out of it. People who are committing suicide every day because somebody who has a stock worth about $500 million crashed down to as low as 5,000. And he came with what they call the New Deal. I don't know whether you have heard about the New Deal. It was a catchphrase of the presidential election of 1932 in the United States, which brought in FDR to become the president. And what did he do? In order to bring the United States of America out of the economic depression, he keyed in to the principles of John Maynard Keynes. Have you heard about him? John Maynard Keynes was the 1934 Nobel Prize winner in economics. And some of the principles envisioned in his book, Money, Investment, and Capital, was that any society or country that is experiencing economic downturn, they can do a major transformation, a major turnaround by looking at the resources they have below. So it's very simple. That was why at that time they started bringing out laws that supported the extractive industries in the United States. And they started making money. They started going for their gold. They started getting their gold. They started building their